Okay, students, in this part, we will analyze the difference between the nominal and real exchange rate using an example and solving a brief problem. First, remember that the nominal exchange rate is just the proportion or the relation in domestic currency of a foreign currency. For example, if we're talking about the Venezuela's currency that is worthless, but search for this example, you need 1 million bolivares, this is the Venezuela's currency, for each US dollars. That's the nominal exchange rate. And the real exchange rate is the rate at which one country's good trade for another country good. Okay, for example, how many Venezuelan shares do you need to buy just one American share? Okay, it's you relate the relationship is with goods, not in currencies like in the nominal exchange rate. Okay, let's do this example, this problem, to understand much better the difference. We have two countries, Hercules and Delilah. Okay, each country has its own currency. Hercules has the Herculeans, or H, for now H, Herculeans, and Delilah has the Delilians, or D, that's the currencies. Okay? And these two countries produce an excellent product that is beer. Each one produces beer. Hercules produce Herculeans beer, or Hercules beer, and Delilah's produce Delilah's beer. Now, we have other information. We have that the nominal exchange rate is 1.5 Herculeans for each Delilian. Okay, and also we have the prices of each country's beer. For example, Hercules beer cost 0.25 Herculeans, and the last beers cost 0.3 Delilians. Then, with this information, we want to know the real exchange rate in terms of Delilian beers over Herculean beers. Okay? Or in other words, how many Delilian beers you need for one Herculean beers? The first step that you have to do is rearrange the nominal exchange rate. Okay? We have the nominal exchange rate of Herculeans over the Delilians. 1.5 Herculeans over Delilians. But we need for this problem, okay, because the real exchange rate is in terms of Delilians beer over Herculean beers, then we need the nominal exchange rate of Delilians over Herculeans. Okay, this is a simple, rearranging terms, and you will have that 0.67 Delilians over Herculeans. In other words, you need to pay 0.67 Delilians to buy one Herculeans, to have one Herculeans. Okay? How I obtain this? Well, you see 1.5 Herculeans or one Delilians. Then for one Herculean, how many Lilians? Okay, you have here a simple problem, a proportional problem. Okay, it's very easy. That's the first step that you have to do. Once you have this information, you have to do the second step. The second step, you have to solve the real exchange rate equation that you studied in the previous class material. If you haven't read now the class material, please go and read the class material and solve the real exchange rate equation. Okay? The real exchange rate equation, as you could see in the material, is epsilon. Sorry, my handwriting of Greek letters, or my handwriting in general, equals the nominal exchange rate multiplied by the domestic prices divided by the foreign prices. The P star, this upper index, it means that is the prices of the rest of the world. Okay. Then we have all this information here in the first step. Okay. The only thing that we have to do is substitute terms and solve the rearrange terms and solve the equation. We have, in this case, the real exchange rate would be the nominal exchange rate, that is 0.67 Lilians over for each Herculeans multiplied by the price of the Herculean beers, the 0.25 Herculeans for each Herculean beers, divided by the price of the same good, that in this case is beer, of the foreign country, in this case 0.3 Lilians over the Lilians beers. Okay? You solve this equation and you will find this. You can do the math step by step. You will find that this is what we wanted to know. The exchange rate, the real exchange rate in terms of the Lilian beers over Herculean beers. Then, what we can do with this, we can have two analyses. The first, the formal analysis, or the academic analysis, is the economist conclusion. An economist will say, okay, let's say one Herculean beers represents 0.56 Lilian beers. That is the real exchange rate. That's what this number is saying to us. Okay? Or in other words, we can exchange, we can do what we did here in the nominal exchange rate, and we analyze that 1.79 Herculean beers can be traded for one Lilians beer. Okay? That's the formula. Now it's a little job. The beer drinkers conclusion. What would say a beer drinkers, lover of beer? Well, this person would say, okay, as I'm a lover of beer, let's go to Hercules country to drink more. Why? Because for what you pay for just one Lilians beer, you can have almost two Herculean beers. Okay? Then, These drinkers, or this beer drinkers concoction, is what the common people would do. Okay, where will you buy beer, or will you buy goods and services? Where you will find them cheaper. And in this case, the beer, the cheaper or the cheapest beer in this example is the Herculean beers. Right? Let's go to Hercules country. Thank you very much. And if you have any question, please contact me, an email.